From Mombasa, we cross over to Makueni, where a section of women in the county are still grappling with maternal challenges since hospitals are really far from their homes, not to mention bad roads. And although health workers insist that maternal deaths have reduced significantly due to the availability of new and up-to-date equipment, residents of Ndongoni locations say they need a health facility closer to them if they're to benefit from the free maternal health care provided by the government. KTN's Mashirima Kapombe reports.
These are the challenges that expectant mothers face in Ndongoni location, Makueni County. When the pain is unbearable, she is forced to get off the bicycle with a need to just lie down, but those around her encourage her to be strong until she gets to the nearest hospital 3 kilometers away.
Wakina mama wakiwa wazito wanazalia njiani, tunapata shida nyingi kwa sababu tunaenda na baiskeli, mamawe ni nyingi, mpalapala ni mbaya.
Tunapata watoto wengi wanaitwa mwanzia kwa maana wamezaliwa wakiwa kwa njia.
Before the luxury of border borders in this area, the women say life was much harder. But even then, the border borders have challenges of their own when the expectant mother is ready to deliver while on the way.
Ndio imekuwa nafuu kidogo, lakini shida ni njia. Alafu kama ni mwanamke akiwa anasaa kwa motorbike hawezi akapepeka.
At the various county level hospitals in the area, health officials can only boast of the progress made technologically and the reduction of maternal deaths.
Now we have 9 theaters in the county, down from 3, and this obviously has led to more patients getting emergency services, especially mothers who are delivering in these facilities.
But those on the ground say the inaccessibility to the health facilities is a challenge that prevents them from enjoying what is meant to be free.
Community health workers wamesema kama ni mtu anaanza kusaa apelekwe kwa hospitali, asisalie huku ambapo sisi tunasaidia tu, manake huyu mtu ukimpeleka huku anaweza kuumia kwa njia, wengine wanasaa kwa njia.
The interesting bit, however, is that the maternal challenges being experienced in Ndongoni location are in Makueni County, where just recently leaders and their supporters had a scuffle that left 5 people injured in a gun drama. All this while, the screams of women trying to get to hospital to deliver go unnoticed. Mashirima Kapombe, KTN Friday Briefing.
To another closely related issue to maternal health, actually part of maternal health. In 2004, you'll remember the very controversial case of Doctor John Nyamu, who was arrested and sentenced after 15 fetuses were found by the roadside. For Nyamu, Jackson Namunya Tali's death sentence is wrong and misguided. However, Nairobi lawyer and pro-life activist Harrison Kinyanjui looks at the situation differently. Catherine Omwando has the details.
There is only one case of abortion where in 2004, Republic versus Dr. Nyamu and the 2 others, they were charged with murder for having related to abortion cases. But this case was thrown out because the judge said that for a murder to occur, a fetus or another child has to come out in a living state.
He and 2 other nurses were arrested for the alleged murder of 15 fetus found by the roadside. John Nyamu spent a year in prison before the court threw out the case. For this gynecologist, Jackson Nyamunya Tali's death sentence struck a nerve.
As a health provider, I feel that the ruling is unfair.
In his opinion, if there was negligence on the part of Tali, he should have been charged for manslaughter, but not murder.
If you are talking about abortion, the penal code section which deals with abortion is different from the one which deals with the murder. And definitely if we go by the case of abortion, then the maximum sentence that this gentleman should have been handed was 14 years, according to Section 158 of the Kenya Penal Code. As far as the abortion matter is concerned, we feel that murdering, the woman died all right, but there was no murder. I mean, there was no malice aforethought, which is required as a case for confirming murder.
What saved Nyamu in 2004 is the penal code, which states that murder must be committed to someone who has been born and is living and breathing. In his mind, Jackson Tali has every right to appeal the ruling made by Justice Ombija on Thursday. But Nairobi lawyer Harrison Kinyanjui has a different opinion.
In my view, it's long overdue. In my view, it is a real good progression in terms of our jurisprudence in upholding and protecting the right to life. The right to life is enshrined in Article 26(1) of our Constitution, and it is a recognition of the life of the fetus. That indeed, if you do procure an abortion, you suffer the risk of the person whom you're assisting and aiding in procuring this abortion dying.
The pro-life activist believes that Jackson Tali should actually serve as an example to others.
There is no violation of someone's right to life if you are convicted by a competent court of law for a crime that is actually calling for the death sentence. Article 26(3) of our Constitution says that no one should be deprived of life, unlawfully. But if there is actually the constitutional framework or the springboard by means of which then the law that is passed says you are supposed to suffer the consequences of your action through taking away of your life, that is lawful. There is no contradiction in that.
As far as negligence is concerned, this could be a case of negligence, all right, but it could have been dealt by the regulatory body, that is a nursing council, because it's a nurse, but it should not have gone to the court corridors of justice, because we feel that the negligence case cannot be termed as a murder case. It could have been negligent, all right, if he attempted to do a procedure where he is not supposed to do. And I think there's also a problem with the Ministry of Health, because they should have developed standards and guidelines to guide people when they should do a procedure.
Tali was charged for murder and not abortion, and here the two experts agree on who is to blame once a case is brought to court.
People should be informed. The police should be informed. They should not just charge, when somebody has died, they should not charge the person with murder because and somebody has died. They have to find out whether there is any law in the penal code which is this person is rightly being charged with. The judiciary also should know what the law says, especially on abortion matters.
One of the problems that we've had is that our police are not trained in that field, neither do they focus mostly on that. And then you also have the complication, if I may call it that. You do not have a direct complainant. You have the person who should be complaining actually doing the crime, that is this particular mother, the person who's carrying this unborn child, procuring the abortion. This is the person who is actually guilty and who should, in a technical way, be the complainant.
Sources reveal that Tali could actually appeal his death sentence, but whether he does this or not, this case has generated a lot of debate and will be in the headlines for a while now. And it also sheds light on some inadequacies, especially when it comes to evidence gathering by the police. Catherine Omwando, KTN.